Over the years, the Sniper Elite series has given players the ability to truly see inside the minds of fascist forces from World War II. These games have worked through each title to expand the tools, customization, and playstyles that you can use, and Sniper Elite 5 continues to build on those ideas even further. We spent 2 hours shooting Nazis in their naughty bits on one fairly expansive level, and here's the good and the bad from our preview. Hit that subscribe button, give us the old thumbs up, and let's get to it. Sniper Elite 5 so far has a decent list of sniper rifles, submachine guns, and pistols. A few of them lean experimental, and developers said they were working with, among other places, the Royal Armories, notorious for debunking the realism of video game guns on our channel with our Firearms Expert React series. We'll have to get Jonathan's reactions to these weapons for better or worse. These World War II guns have many customization options, and you can go find workbenches on each level and tinker with them. That means you aren't stuck with the weapons you load in with and can adapt your playstyle mid-mission. Most of the customization feels pretty tasteful, with more period-appropriate stocks, wraps, and scopes, and suppressors, which, okay, they were not so common at that time. This will be good for players just looking to have fun, and don't get too distracted by the idea of customization in World War II. If you're more of a weapons purist, a few things might bother you. Front grips do seem kind of just glued on there, and there's a variety of ammo types, including non-lethal bullets. Think Metal Gear. Just very gamey. We didn't see anything else egregious though, like red dot sights. Guns now have iron sights, making it easy to go between precision and a wider field of view for better awareness, although I found them to be just a tad fiddly using a controller. This is something I could probably have fixed in the menu, and not an issue with mouse and keyboard. Outside of weapons, there's a bunch of characters you can unlock by playing through the game. The reason for this level of customization is the game's desire to open up a lot of different playstyles. In the presentation, developers said they're going for a big sandbox where you could do things like sit back and snipe, do run and gun stealth, or just go in weapons blazing if you want to try that. We attempted all of these styles, and some worked out better than others. The level we played, Occupied Residence, is pretty massive with lots of different terrain like farmland, underground bunkers, and a huge compound. The map also has a good amount of vertical space with vines to climb and zip lines for traversal. The main thing that stands out about Occupied Residence are mechanics that add replayability. The level had multiple starting places that you could find and unlock. It had routes that you could discover and open up in multiple ways. There was also lore and intelligence that gave you optional side targets, and even some mysteries and puzzles. For example, you might find a chest on one side of a level and then the crowbar to open it on the other side. Or you might find a bunker that you can blow open loudly, or go find the guard that has the key so you can open it without alerting enemies. At one point I blew open a wall safe, never quite found out what was in it because I got swarmed right after that, and it was nowhere near any objective. That was my biggest takeaway from this level. There's a lot to discover, and it feels like it was almost designed like Hitman for you to replay it over and over and perfect your runs. And that takes us back to non-lethal ammo. I'm willing to bet there are non-lethal playthroughs and achievements associated with it. In general, there are now just a host of non-lethal options, and those takedowns are fun. They're even more effective sometimes than guns, and it's pretty satisfying to whistle at an enemy, get their attention, draw them over, and then drop a haymaker. On the Hitman-esque front, there are plenty of environmental kills too, like dropping chandeliers and supplies on people. There's also a huge variety of red things to explode, and the ability to mine or booby trap both vehicles and down soldiers. When it came to enemies, the AI in this preview was a mixed bag. The way I remember it, I went back and played Sniper Elite 4, so don't quote me on this, but you could pretty much do whatever you wanted within confined areas and the rest of the map wouldn't get alerted. In Elite 5, there's still section off places, but also roving patrols, and once you go past a certain alert level, larger portions of the map seem to come to life, become far more aggressive, and chase you down. Some areas didn't appear to be clearable at all with the loud approach, and enemies either seemed to respawn or there were just too many of them. It was hard to tell. The really cool part of larger enemy map awareness, though, is your ability to manipulate where they go. With careful planning, or in my case, accidental planning, in one run I set up a mine very early on, and then like 20 minutes later, when I'd forgotten about it, I was being cornered by enemy troops and it went off. All the soldiers chasing me then ran to the other side of the map and I got away. Where enemy AI falls apart a bit was once the map has gone into too high levels of alarm, huge packs of enemies would just sort of rove into your area and usually find you. The game didn't do as good of a job at communicating how they knew exactly where you were. Typically in the Sniper Elite series, there's a ghost image that shows your last known position and that's where they go. But there was really no way to know where these giant packs of soldiers would roam, so you would usually get discovered. Another place the difficulty in AI didn't really work as well were indoors, where the cramped camera made it hard to know exactly when it was safe to round a corner or enter a room without being immediately seen. On the bright side, you can actually use this to your advantage, like funneling multiple bad guys into doorways or calling them over to the same set of bushes and repeatedly knocking them out. One soldier ran right in front of me to check out a decoy I just put down and completely ignored me standing right there. Again, some of this is just to let players have fun. It's not necessarily game breaking, it's just something to consider. Another behavior I don't remember seeing in other Sniper Elite games as much, although again my experience is more limited, so tell me if I'm wrong, is multiple enemy injury states. Wounded enemies would lay on the ground and continue to spot you, or stumble around a bit after being hit. It was really cool, and I felt kind of bad in some cases for not making a clean kill. In summary, the enemy in the game is great most of the time, but could probably use some tweaks at higher alert settings. The sniping part of Sniper Elite is as fantastic as ever, with those signature free anatomy lessons you get each kill cam. I was able to use terrain and the environment to great advantage, including taking out a truck driver and then hiding out under the vehicle to shoot down a road. There are also a decent number of materials you can shoot through, but that cuts both ways. So if you go hide in, say, a tower, enemies can blast through the wood and still get you. There are multiple ammo types that play into the system with advantages and disadvantages. Armor piercing can go through metal and stone, soft points do far more damage to troops but can't go through helmets or wood, and subsonic rounds are quieter, with less of a chance to alert, but also do less damage. Then there's match ammo that has less bullet drop, and non-lethal as mentioned before. The unlock tree is fairly robust for this kind of game. There's 3 categories, which are combat, equipment, and body. I immediately went to one that lets you pull out your pistol when you're in a down state, and it saved me multiple times. It's an unlock tree that seems more accommodating to a wide variety of playstyles, notice the theme going here, like more aggressive players or stealth players. I'd have to spend more time with it to see how truly useful it is. You are pretty powerful from the start, and the game is forgiving already, allowing you to self-revive as long as you have a med pack. So again, this all feels designed to open up multiple runs of each map at higher and higher difficulty levels. The sound design and music are really excellent. The game felt like a caper, with music swelling at the right times or adding suspense when you were sneaking. It was really cool. And when you shoot a rifle, that sound wave travels off into the distance. It's just really satisfying. The other thing to mention is I spotted an invasion phone, which is used to give you hints at where an invading player, kind of like Dark Souls, might be, but we didn't actually get to see this mode yet. The plot isn't worth spending a lot of time on, kind of boils down to stop Nazi from getting super weapon, and that's not really what Sniper Elite players come to this series for anyway. It's just all about that long-range shooting. The mission that we played though was the second mission, with the game taking place around D-Day, D-Day happening somewhere in the middle of the plot. Sniper Elite 5 is out on May 26, and GameSpot has a lot more coverage to go of this and other shooter titles. Head on over to GameSpot and GameSpot's YouTube page for Firearms Expert Reacts, weapon list videos, and our thoughts on what's going on major titles like Call of Duty Battlefield and Fortnite, which is still good. Alright, thanks for watching.